Coming up on FYI, thousands of you have your say on who you'd like to run the country, a teenage football superstar, and building blocks from outer space. But first, the general election. Next Thursday, the 4th of July, is the day when adults will get to vote for which political party they want to form a government to run the UK. Under 18s can't vote, but if they could, who would they vote for? Well, Scarlett went to find out more when she spoke to some of the thousands of school children who've been taking part in a huge mock election.
Without being able to vote in the general election, it might well feel like no one is interested in what kids think. But we found out that there are actually some people asking our opinions. Our Generation, Our Vote has been running mock elections all over England and Wales, with thousands of us taking to polls to see who we would vote for if we were old enough and what policies matter the most to kids. Why do you think that a mock election is a good idea?
I think it's a good idea because it allows young people to voice their opinions.
So what's the process? I mean, what do you guys actually have to do?
Well, you look at all the options and you read their manifestos beforehand so you can get a good understanding of what it is and what their pledges are.
One of the patrons of Our Generation, Our Vote is internet sensation and teacher Shabazz. His online videos have had millions of views. He's helping run one of the sessions here and is passionate about giving kids a voice. So why do you think it's so important for young people to learn about the different political parties when we can't vote?
It took me so long to finally find a party that I was comfortable with or I was educated on. So finding out early, even 3-4 years before you can actually vote, you're going to form a good opinion, you're going to form a well-rounded opinion, and not just be shoehorned by one set, either your parents or social media or the TV. You will form your own opinion.
Well, children have now voted in their school mock elections all over the country. The polls are closed with over 23,000 votes cast. And of the parties that field candidates in every seat, the top 5 are the Labour Party with nearly 32% of the votes, followed closely by the Green Party at 29%. The Liberal Democrats, Reform UK and the Conservatives make up the rest of the top 5. And this is how all the other parties fared. So do you think that young people feel the same as adult voters?
I don't feel young people feel the same as adult voters because a lot of adult voters right now, they're trying to fix what's happening right now, but they're not thinking about the future and what's coming ahead.
So why did you choose the party that you voted for?
I chose my party because I really liked their pledge to reach net zero by 2045. I really agreed with it and I thought it was really good for the environment and the climate.
I chose my party because they made such great promises on increasing renewable energy.
I chose my party because they said they would employ more nurses.
Whilst the votes counted here don't go towards the general election, they allow young people to have a say on the issues that matter to them, and that clearly means a lot.
Thanks, Scarlett. Next up, it's time for a little fake news or fact. But which do you think this story is? We've seen reports that scientists from the European Space Agency have been researching how to build future moon shelters for astronauts. To do this, they created building blocks using dust from a 4.5 billion-year-old asteroid, and they apparently took inspiration for their design from toy Lego bricks. But is this fake news or fact? Find out later in the show. Now back to the general election. Over the last few weeks, we've been asking you what are the most important things that you'd like the next government to work on. We caught up with some pupils in Wales whilst they were taking part in a very special careers day.
Check this out! An electric-powered pop-up studio has opened in this school playground, and the pupils here are getting a chance to try their hand at presenting, producing and making media.
I was like, wow, how can you fit this in a van? But yeah, I thought it was pretty cool in there.
It's all part of Sky Up Academy Studios, an initiative aimed at inspiring young people and showing them what a creative career in media looks like, whilst giving them the confidence to tell their own stories. Today, the students are creating online videos and billboard posters, and they are loving it.
I definitely enjoyed it because I didn't think I'd ever learn how to do that, really.
This is all to demonstrate why education and skills are important for future jobs, which is a big priority for kids in Wales ahead of the general election. Inspired by this, we asked them what hopes they have for their future jobs.
I know loads of people, wanted to be police and all when they were younger, but now, once you grow up, you realise that that's not the only job.
With the world changing, there's a lot of new stuff in electronics and IT, because there's new jobs every day.
I'd really like to do some engineering in the future because I like working on cars.
I want to work on the railway with my dad driving all different machines.
I'm not sure what I'd want to do yet.
I want to be an actress. Theatre is where I'm going.
I would like to be an anesthesiologist, helping patients during their surgery.
I want to become a pilot. I just want a job where I'll be able to enjoy myself and travel, because that is one of my hobbies.
And whilst we're here, we want to know what else this lot want from the next government.
I would like the next government to build more parks and stuff, because there's so many kids staying in and playing on their video games and stuff. There's not enough parks and to go out with friends.
After school, I just go straight home because sometimes I find going out a bit boring. There's not really much to do.
With all the older teenagers and stuff, they vandalise the parks and ruin them for the other little kids.
I think loads of teenagers are vandalising parks and all because they're bored and they don't know what to do.
Well, those teenagers have nowhere to go.
I think there can be more youth clubs because I don't know any in the area.
Multi-sport centres, because people could just go there with friends for a couple of hours, have fun, just play sports, and it's just somewhere where they could just chill out.
2 times a week I either play netball or go to netball training. I think it's a good opportunity for mainly just a sports club in general, because you'll meet new friends. Obviously you'll exercise, but it won't really feel like it, and also you'll develop skills.
When it's raining, there's not that much options because everything inside costs money.
I think that they should give us more skill-based opportunities in school instead of academic.
I would like it if the next government made it more accessible to have career advice from a younger age in school.
It would help you decide what you want to be when you're older, quicker, so then with your GCSEs you know what you want to do.
I definitely think that the next government should include finance education across the country because it is so helpful. It teaches you about taxes and mortgages and insurance, and a lot of people who have already come out of school don't know how to do that, and it's actually a vital skill.
Well, that's plenty for the next government to think about. It's been a busy day here at Sky Up Academy Studios, with pupils creating some great content. Top work, guys.
And a thumbs up.
They're naturals. It's been excellent. It's something that I've never done before. It has definitely inspired me.
Thanks, guys. Now, if you're anything like me, you'll be loving the Euros football action from Germany. And there's been one player that's grabbed everyone's attention. 16-year-old Lamine Yamal was already Spain's youngest ever goal scorer, but he's now set a new record as the youngest footballer ever to play in the Euros. So far, he's dazzled the world with his speed and the quality of his passing. But despite playing in a team that are now regarded by many as favourites for the competition, he still has to knuckle down and do his own work in between matches. Now that's what I call commitment. Next up, it's time to hear from some kids in Scotland about what they would like from the next Prime Minister. Check this out.
Someone was a victim of knife crime last year, and it was a young boy. I think the government should try and maybe put a law on knives and stuff. There should be a crime and a jail sentence if you're walking about with a knife.
It's just really normalised, and it just shouldn't be a thing happening at all.
Personally, I think there's not enough free things to do for disadvantaged kids. We need to have more clubs, because if people don't have anything they want to do, they might start doing things that they shouldn't do for fun.
There's nothing to do here. The town centre's really run down. It looks like it's about to fall apart.
It can cause a bit of antisocial behaviour, having nothing to do.
Places should be a lot more policed so that these type of things don't happen.
With oil and gas, I think that we could slowly stop our usage of it.
A lot of jobs will be affected, and people lose their jobs, and they could become homeless if we stop drilling.
But at the same time, if we start building solar panels and wind turbines, it does create more job openings to go and build those.
I think that they should stop deforestation and bush burning.
Deforestation should be stopped because all of the nature's homes, like these animal species, squirrels and all that, they could go extinct in Scotland.
We take a lot of immigrants in, especially like illegal immigrants.
There's a lot going on in the world with things like wars and genocides and stuff.
It's not their fault that they're wherever they live might have something going on and then that they need to escape.
I feel very sad that people have to illegally immigrate because it's very dangerous on the small boats crossing.
We're still on a small island. We can't bring in everyone. If we take children in, they can contribute to our the British economy, they can contribute to our society.
They should make some rules so that they won't like misbehave. They should also be giving jobs.
Helping people is like a moral compass sort of thing. You don't want to send them away, you want to welcome them in.
We should do as much as we can to support each other, because at the end of the day we're all the same species.
Thanks, guys. So what do you make of the story that scientists have created building blocks for future moon bases that look like toy bricks? Too out of this world for you? Well, it's actually fact. European Space Agency scientists researching the ideal materials to create future buildings on the moon did take inspiration from toy bricks when coming up with their designs. They wanted to test if moon dust could be used to make building blocks, so they used the next best thing. The dust from a 4.5 billion year old asteroid. The scientists found that the bricks stuck together really well, which could be important for future moon buildings. They will now go on display in London and around the world. Well, that's about it for this week on FYI. But we couldn't end without offering our commiserations to the Scotland team back home from the Euros and wishing the best of luck to the England team as they head on to the knockout stages. Let's hope things improve. Come on, England. See you next week.